All right, you guys are going to do the lesson 8.2, experimental and theoretical probability investigation. So the way this works is there's three activities. One where you're flipping a coin, and you're going to do the theoretical and experimental probability of flipping the coin. Then you're going to go to page number 2. And you're going to do the same thing but with a number cube. You're going to calculate theoretical and experimental probability with a number cube or a die. And then you're going to go do activity number 3, which is the experimental and theoretical probability of spinning a specific spinner. Okay, and the spinner that you're going to do is that one there. Okay, so you'll see like the first couple questions for each one are about calculating theoretical probability of two different events, and then using that to kind of make a prediction about how many times you think you're going to be able to do one of those events. Then you're actually going to perform the activity, and you'll see right here you have a table, and here you're going to make a histogram or a bar graph out of that table. Okay? Then, after you make your table and do the experiment, you're going to calculate the experimental probability of what you did, and then say if your prediction matches your results, and you're going to explain why that you're going to do that. So let's go to the first one and show you how it works. Okay? So activity number 1 is flipping a coin. We're flipping a coin and there's two sides, heads and tails. So it says here we are going to flip a coin, find the theoretical probability of each event, write each answer as a fraction, decimal, percent. So the first one is we want to get a heads, the second one is we want to get a tails. So I'll do number 1 for you. Switch to black. We're going to flip a head, We're going to get the probability of getting a heads. Okay? Well, theoretically, how many sides of a coin have a heads on it? 1. Out of how many sides of a coin are there? 2. So we have a 1 out of 2 chance of getting a heads. Well, it's the directions say to do decimal and percent, and 1/2 is a decimal is 0.5, and 0.5 as a percent is 50%. And then you would go do the same thing for number 2, like you would find the probability of flipping a tails, and it would look a lot like this one, except for instead of an H on the inside, you would have a T. Now I'm going to leave question 3 for you, because everybody might have a different answer, because you're making a prediction, and some people might make a different prediction than someone else. Well, we know the probability of getting a heads is 50%, so I'm going to ask you to flip the coin 20 times, and we're going to ask how many times you think it's going to land on heads. Like, I know what I would say, but you might just think you're feeling lucky today, or you might think you're feeling unlucky, and you guys are going to have to decide what a good prediction is going to be. Well, then you have to flip a coin. And I gave you virtual coins. I obviously have like regular coins and regular die and stuff to do this, but I like it better virtually so it's not so noisy and it's a little easier to get done. So if you click on the link, we have a coin flipping app right here. So you see, there's the same one we use for 2 Coin Pony, and I'm going to split screen it. Okay, and you need to flip the coin 20 times. So there's flip 1, and I got a head, so that's 1 head. So you can like tally as you go, and I'm just going to tally underneath it so I don't take up the box. Flip it again. And I got a tails, and we need to do this until we get 20 tallies. And then we're going to make a bar graph out of this, and we are going to use that to make experimental probabilities. So I'm going to keep flipping 20 times until I'm done. And you can see I've done 3 tails so far. And I'm going to do this till the end. Oh my god, 4 tails. Tails is lucky today. Okay, keep doing this until you've done it 20 times. Wow, 5 tails. Okay, I can keep doing it. 6 tails, holy cow. Well, I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and when I was done, I ended up I got 12 tails, and I got 8 heads. So I got 8 heads, and I got 12 tails. Okay, then I'm going to come over here and make my bar graph. Well, it's pretty simple. We have heads, I got 8, so I'm going to draw a little bar for heads. And I like to color it in just to make it look a little more finished. And then I'll switch colors and I'll do tails, and tails I got 12. And you can use up as much space as you need to, like what I did. I used 2 squares to fill it in, but it's up to you how many you want to use. And there's my histogram showing my results of my experiment. Well, now I'm going to come down here and find the experimental probability of getting a heads and the experimental probability of getting a tails. Well, my experimental probability of getting a heads is probability of heads is equal to, but now I didn't do it from what a coin looks like, I did it from the actual results. And you can see here and here that I got a heads 8 times. And I told you to flip the coin 20 times. So 8 out of 20. As a decimal, that is going to be 0.4. And as a percent, that is 40%. Okay, so 40% of the time I got a heads. Well, now on question 7, you're going to look back at question 3. Did our prediction from number 3, whatever you predicted here, and I know that I have a prediction, did your prediction here match what happened here? And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it didn't for me. Because I predicted using the theoretical probability that I would get 10 of them. Well, I didn't get 10, I got 8. And the reason why I didn't is because heads was unlucky. That's pretty much what luck is something happens either more or less than it's supposed to happen. There were supposed to be 10 of them, but I only got 8. Tails, on the other hand, was positively lucky. Like there were more tails than there should have been. And so tails was the lucky one, heads was the unlucky one. So that's how you do the first experiment. And the next 2 are the same type of experiments, but they involve spinning spinners and rolling die. So again, you're going to be asked to do the same thing with theoretical probabilities. You're going to try to make a prediction. You're going to roll the number cube 30 times. So if you click on the link for number cube, you'll get a website that pops up. And you see how we got some dice. It's a little pop-up one. So it's a little glitchy when I'm recording, but I rolled a 5. You're going to do this 30 times. Roll the 2, roll the 5 again, roll the 1 again. So just make sure that you keep doing it until you have 30 tallies. If you don't do it with 30 tallies, it doesn't really work as well because this prediction is based on doing it 30 times. Chart your results here. Make a bar graph out of your table, and then use your bar graph, your histogram, and your table to answer these questions about experimental probability, and then write a sentence explaining number 14, comparing it to number 10. Come down here, you got page 3. Page 3 is about spinning the spinner. The spinner you're going to spin has 5 sections, just like that one. And find the theoretical probabilities, use them to make a prediction, and then come down here and actually spin the spinner 25 times. So if you click on that link there, you should see a spinner that comes up with 5 sections. I see, there it is. And you just spin it 25 times. Well, here's one. You can just chart what you did. I got a 3. I got a 3 again. I got a 1. So you need to spin 25 times until you're done, and you need to chart what you guys did. And then you can, once you make that table and make that histogram, you can calculate your experimental probabilities, and then you can see if your prediction matched the results. So if your prediction matched the results, you can definitely see if it did or didn't. And again, this is your prediction. Like I would use math to make that prediction, but you can kind of make it however you want. All right, when you're done, there's a couple IXLs I want you to do. One is EE4 on finding experimental probability. That one actually should be done already. And then there's 2 about making predictions, and I want to try to, I'm hoping that you try to think about how to make predictions accurately. And so the IXL will train you how to do that. And then the next lesson will be on how to do that using math, the same way that I actually did when I did this assignment for myself. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to help. Other than that, have a great day, and I will talk to you later. See you, bye.